Welcome back to the Tonight Show. It's always great to see you.
This is nice. Yeah.
I think
Didn't look like this last time.
it didn't.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It's been a while.
we've upped our budget. We've upped our budget now here at the Tonight Show. Yeah, I'm happy you came back. You look sharp. Congrats. We have a lot to talk about. First of all, you're making your Broadway debut, bud.
Yes.
Congratulations. David Mamet's classic play, Glengarry Glen Ross. You're in previews right now. How's it going so far?
It's going good. Yeah, previews are weird. They're like, no, it's just previews. And I'm thinking like, well, people paid to see it, so it's got to be good, right? And,
Yes, I think getting a discount.
but I'm finding like the crowds are really nice. I came up in the stand-up world, so to be in front of a crowd that's like smart, wants to be there, is listening. You know, you started as a comedian. You know, half the time, yeah, they didn't even know there was going to be a show. They'd shut off a game, and everyone's throwing stuff at you. So whenever I get in front of a crowd, I worry that that's what it's going to be. So it took a couple of nights, and I'm like, oh, wow, they're just, like, listening. This is this is amazing. Although I did have one psycho yelled out one night. Ooh. Yelled out. He was an Indian dude. He was acting like De Niro in Cape Fear, and he was just, like, screaming like he was in the movie theater. And,
what was he yelling?
He was, I don't know, he was nuts. And then I saw him afterward, and I was out there signing the things. And he was screaming at the top of his lungs from like 3 feet away, going, I was the guy who yelled. I was the guy who yelled. Yes, you were. All right, buddy.
Yeah, I thought it was.
All right.
Yeah. Did it do anything? Does that mess you up?
Yes, it did. I was like, why is he doing that? I was thinking, is he going to do that the whole time? And then I'm like doing the scene. So, but those things all become like blessings when they happen because you learn how to like handle them. You know, if you like mess up a line, your scene partner helps you out and everything. And my first scene is with Michael McKean.
He's unbelievable.
He's incredible. So probably the hardest part of doing that scene is not thinking like, oh my God, I'm here with Michael McKean because he's just so generous the way he just throws the ball back and forth. And
the whole cast is amazing.
Yeah, Bob Odenkirk, watching him. It was a dream of his to play Shelley, so seeing that every night. Kieran Culkin, John Pierichello, Donald Weber Jr., and Howard W. Overshown. Yeah, I got everybody's name out. So it's been a great crew, and we're just, busting chops over there, having a good time.
We can announce you got extended another 2 weeks. It's now going to run till June 28th. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Now, the Broadway schedule is 8 shows a week. It's pretty grueling. I mean, we've had Broadway actors on the show many times. I'm in awe because
it's after the show. That's what's grueling, is after they applaud, and then you go home to that lonely corporate apartment, and you're just staring at the wall going like, now what do I do? So
because your family's not here, right?
No. Unfortunately, they come 1 week a month. So I've been doing the FaceTime. It works with my daughter. She's only 8. But my son's like 4.5, so he's not good at FaceTime. So like when he picks up the phone, I just see like an eyeball, and he's like, Dad, when you coming home? And then he just walks away.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, buddy. You know?
Yeah. Are you doing stand-up or anything?
Yeah, I do stand-up after the shows a lot of the nights just to kind of like take like the edge off. And then also, I got some gigs right when this thing ends, so I can't like just take 4 or 5 months off of stand-up. It's like going to the gym, and then I'm going to go out there and I'm going to suck. And then it all goes away, and then I'm living back at home with my parents, you know? You catastrophize.
Have you ever taken time off of stand-up?
In the pandemic, I did. And I'm not going to lie to you. At first, it was weird. And then 3 months into it, I was like, I could never do it again. I could just sit here on the back porch, develop a drinking habit, and just sort of drive this thing into the ground.
Are you excited to see who comes see the show? Or have you seen like celebrity friends or anyone stopping by the show?
Yeah, I would rather not know, and then when they come in after, it's
That's
been all right.
I would do it too. I don't want to.
I will tell you what's interesting about the play is it was a real like big time drama when it came out. I think in both the previous ones, but it's getting way more laughs, and people are trying to figure out why that is. And I think because it used to be like a voyeuristic thing where people were looking in on this crazy world this cutthroat thing, but every industry now has been turned into that. So I feel like now it's like gallows humor. Like if you work at Starbucks now, you relate to Glengarry Glen Ross, like, oh yeah, I got a manager like that.
Yeah, exactly. I think you'd be great at that because obviously you're good at stand-up, so I think you and an audience work well together.
Yeah, it's I haven't got fired yet. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
No, I think you're great. Let's talk about your new special, Drop Dead Years. It's #1 on Hulu's top 15. That's a big deal.
Yep.
#1, not bad.
That's not bad.
It's not bad
thank
at
God.
all.
Fooled them again.
Yeah,
Fooled them again.
What is Drop Dead Years? What does that mean?
It's the years that I'm in right now. I'm 56, soon to be 57. So it's, this is too young to die of natural causes, but it's not too young to just drop dead. Like as a man, yeah. And it's something that uniquely men do. Is we drop dead. There's a lot of focus on how difficult it is for women to lose weight, but nobody really talks about how often we just drop dead and nobody seems to care and they just sort of wheel you out and they just stick somebody else in the cubicle. Like every day, there's guys just falling out of golf carts, face planting into waffles. You don't see that with women. So I feel like as a man, if you can make it, like drop dead years are like 49 to like 61, 62. And if you make it past there, then you're just looking at a prolonged illness from like pushing down your feelings, all of these years.
Positive, yeah, that's so great.
Well, it's a positive time, Jimmy.
Yeah, it really is.
Billionaires are not happy having $1 billion. Why does Elon Musk dress like he just... All right, thank you.
Oh, my God.
Why does Elon Musk dress like he just got out of a Hot Topic? I am so sick of that guy trying to rewrite his origin story like he was Matthew McConaughey pulling into the high school. It's like you were a nerd, nobody banged you, and now you have hair plugs in your laminated face. No, and everybody is afraid of these nerds. I don't get it. My whole life, feminists were focusing on frat boys and guys with their hats on backwards, and they left the nerds alone. And now look at them. They got people wearing adult diapers, driving 18-wheelers, trying to get Crocs to the box store on time. They're horrible, heartless people. And then for some reason, if you say that, you're like a communist, and then we're in bed with the Russians. I don't get any of it. None of it makes sense. And then they try to politicize everything you say, and it's just like, I don't know, shouldn't you pay your workers? Yeah. Don't you remember that?
Yes.
When we were growing up?
Yes.
1 week's pay paid your rent. You had a little cottage, little boat,
Yes.
Maybe a second family down the road. That's what you did. That's what you did. You had the money. You had the money.
So cute.
See, the first part I was being nice, talking about Glengarry, and now I'm being meek.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. Yeah, you know how to do you. You know how to do you better than...
It's funny when we were reading this, people are going, the language is so harsh in it. I'm like, this sounds like everybody I grew up with. This sounds like every dad I knew in the neighborhood back in the day.
Massachusetts.
Yes.
Yeah. I want to show a clip. Here's Bill Burr in Drop Dead Years. Take a look at this.
All right, well, I will give you the #1 place to see sad men, Guitar Center. Oh my God. One of the saddest places on earth. Failed, struggling musicians behind the counter. A bunch of men in loveless marriages or divorced just walking around, looking at the guitars. Is that a custom color? Is it? Maybe if I add that to my collection, it'll fill up whatever this void is in the center of my chest.
Oh, my gosh. All right. Congratulations, buddy. I can't even tell you, dude. This has got to be a big honor for you, and I can't...
I got to tell you, it's the most fun I've had with any, acting gig I've ever had. And I remember the first night sitting backstage waiting for the curtain call, and I was already thinking, when this is over, I'm going to be really sad. It's been amazing. Patrick Marbers is directing it. It's fantastic cast. You got to come down and see it.
We'll definitely check it out.
It's amazing.
Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you, brother.
I appreciate it. Thank you. That's Bill Burr, everybody. Drop Dead Years is streaming now on Hulu. Go see him on Broadway. Broadway's own Bill Burr. More Tonight Show after the break. Stick around, everybody.